This shit working? 305, this is Ace, Robert, Danny, AD.
Esta es la isla,
Okay, R.
esta es la isla, esta es la isla.
Being like a big influence was Chente, right?
Che, ¿tú tienes calocha? ¿Qué es eso? Calor en la chocha.
Calor en el pecho, papi.
En verdad, si vas a seguir comentando crickets, vete a ver carajo, ¿viste? You already know who it is. There's a little segment here, special edition segment here. We're at La Isla Talks. You already know who it is. It's Bordy, Danny, Chino, and AD from the 3. And today we got a special guest. 2-0, undefeated. Broken finger, we don't give a fuck. All right? The the only biggest in the 305. AJ, the man himself, 100% finish rate. What's up, AJ?
What's up, man, guys? What's up? How we feeling?
We good, we
Having a
good.
time? Yes, sir.
Ready for that March 27 bout?
We're 2 weeks out. It's crazy.
You feel me?
Crazy, bro.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling dangerous.
Dangerous?
I'm feeling dangerous. I'm feeling like this fight is only gonna last one round.
One round. One round.
As it should.
It's crazy.
When was the last time more than one round?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
All of them have finished
All of 'em.
before the second.
All of them.
You're right.
Yeah.
Before the second, all my fights have finished. We're gonna see if I can do this one before the 20 seconds.
Nice little prediction here, like
20? There's an extra
What's up
zero
with y'all,
in
my
there.
guys? What y'all think? Bro, honestly, yeah, bro. I'm with you, bro. If it passes the 20 second, then I would say you probably just gonna style on him. You know, you gonna you feel me?
Yeah.
You gonna be like, fuck, I couldn't get the fast knockout, but I'm
gonna get a stylish
for the
knockout.
hoes.
What do you think, buddy?
Papi, 1 second, that's it. Papi, un segundo, ¿oíste?
Yeah, that shit
Con
be
el
crazy.
mío, papi, cuidado, porque, mira, porque vivo no salen, ¿oíste? Se meten al ring con the biggest, and they ain't coming back alive, you feel me?
Facts. What do you think, Danny?
Bro, I'm calling knockout first blow.
Yeah. First blow?
First blow.
That's crazy. I don't
Damn,
even
a one
believe
and-
myself
one and
that
done?
much. That's crazy.
That's it.
Bro, you gotta have the boys that believe in you more. Bro.
Yeah, facts.
feel me?
Facts.
Nah, but all seriousness, how's your head coming into this fight?
Bro, what I do in every training camp, bro. I put myself through every miserable situation that I can put myself through, the shit that I've gone through, like shit that I've overcame as a man, as a child, and I go in there and get my man, bro. I don't really see nothing different. I realize that like waste of time to me and a disrespect to my talent would be not training just as hard because this is a different opponent. Even if it's an easier opponent, I'm still training just as hard because I feel like my battle is against myself.
And for the people there too, you know,
Yeah.
that came to watch you.
Facts.
And I remember we spoke off the pod, and you kind of touched on a bit like how you are in the fight, but like explain to the people like why you think why you are so special, because you say like when you're in the fight, you stay focused, like you know what you're doing every second, and it's not like it's like I remember you said something about the reporter saying that go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, so I feel like my reason for just staying so calm and just so relaxed is because, bro, I've been doing this a while. You get me? Like over 12 years, and just you need to understand it, which it takes a while, but you need to understand that after you take a punch, like a hard punch, the fight's not over. You get me? Like
It's like life.
just like life, like you got hit, but like what do you can't control what like life throws at you or anything. Just like a fight, you can't control what he's throwing. How are you gonna answer? You get me?
How are you gonna
And
react?
just for you to stay so calm and so poised is because I feel like you've just been in so many dangerous situations and so many like
Fight or flight.
do or die, fight or flight, do or die situations in your life that you're just like, bro, this is just something else. You get me?
Everyday shit. Yeah, I
It's
get
just
you.
another bump in the road.
And you would say that like that's probably what makes you so dangerous. The fact that you can stay calm and collected in that situation is it's more you're more dangerous when you're calm and collected than when you let your emotions get over you in the fight. Would you say that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think that, like, for example, let's say y'all got into a fight with, like, a friend or, like, a relationship. And you're just there thinking about, like, how the person hurt you, so you just want to retaliate.
Right.
But then you're not thinking about how you can move forward. That doesn't help you. You get me? When you start thinking about how you can move forward and how you could change things, That's what helps you.
Right.
I feel like what makes me the most dangerous is just the fact that like I see the situation at hand. I know it's deeper than money. I know it's deeper than a lot of things. You get me? It's gotta be do or die. You gotta live by this.
Right.
So I feel like that's what makes me the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Where you said you were doing this for 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Where did it all start?
Bro, I got kicked out of school real early, and my mom never complained like most moms would, and she just told me, she's like, all right, cool, just do your shit. My dad didn't appreciate that. My dad's military, so he wanted me to get a diploma. So I got my high school diploma, and after getting my high school diploma, I told him that I didn't want to go to college or any of that. I just wanted to box, and I made a promise to him that if boxing didn't work out, then I'll just go ahead and go to the military. Boxing started working out, bro, and turns out I just had a nick for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
You think it called like boxing was, you were born to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people want to do different things. I feel like fighting is just something that I was born to do.
Right.
I feel like you have to be born to fight, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to.
I feel like
You
most
have-
things you're born to do it, but at the same time, like fighting, like you said, is like something very like unique and like it's something that like there's so many forms of fighting, right? Obviously, with this new bare knuckle that's coming up now, obviously, I would argue it's one of the most dangerous ones, obviously, because
Definitely.
you're not wearing gloves. But at the end of the day, you would say that you sign yourself up for that, right? Like in the sense that like if you want to fight in the BKFC, you have to be ready for that. Like you have to understand that you are fighting in a position.
knuckle arena.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's definitely different, bro. But at the end of the day, like when you've been doing this for as long as I have, 12 years, like I told you, you understand, like the biggest thing in combat sports, whether it's MMA, judo, boxing, wrestling, anything that you guys do, you'll understand that you need to accept the fact that you will get hit.
Right.
You get me? Or you will get slammed or any of that. Or knocked out, laid out. Me, I've been knocked out plenty of times in sparring. You get me? Like, it happens to all of us. You get me? That's just what makes you who you are at the end of the day.
Right.
So, yeah, you're doing this bare knuckle, which is a lot more dangerous. But at the end of the day, a punch is a punch. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get you, and I definitely think that like, since obviously you've boxed before like with gloves, and obviously you now are doing the bare knuckle, and when I'm assuming when you spar you also wear gloves, right? Like yeah. So would you say that like this is like just the anime in me, but like when there's a scene in Naruto that Rock Lee like takes off his weights, you remember?
He gets fast.
Exactly.
It's true, yeah.
Does it feel like that sometimes? Like when you get into the ring and like you're throwing your first punches, you're used to having gloves, right?
Yeah.
And sparring, like, do you feel like that makes a difference? Like when
Yeah. Well, definitely. Like, so look, when you spar, you have 16-ounce gloves, right? So you don't hurt your opponent. But when you fight in the amateurs, bro, you have 10-ounce gloves. And those shits fly, even though they're safe, like with the padding and everything. So imagine taking 10 ounces off to nothing.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I'll be giving you a punch, and even if I'm giving you a punch, you block a certain type of way, or you do something to me,
Still hurt.
I could get cut. You feel me? Or I'll give you a punch the wrong way, and it'll hurt me.
Right.
So it's very, very different. Yeah, it is faster, but it's also more, how do you say, dangerous maybe, or like
And
you have
unique.
to be more on your P's and Q's.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
You have to be
I
more
mean,
alert.
especially like for example, what happened to you with your finger.
Yeah.
Like that's a special
Definitely.
example of something that could happen.
Yeah.
Only without. Well, not only because it can happen with gloves, but
Most
it's
of the
more
time,
likely.
dude, yeah, without gloves, bro.
Yeah.
Without gloves, which is a different sport, just like the punches, bro. You guys have already been.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like now, like the whole crowd and everybody that goes to the fights now, you guys will see. You guys know when you punch somebody with bare knuckle, bro. It's the sound.
of it, yeah.
Everything is completely different, bro. So it's serious, bro. It's definitely serious.
Intense. Yeah. No, that I always thought like, and it's very like, I assume like obviously every kind of fighting brings a rush, but I feel like you yourself, since you said you've been doing this for 12 years, like when you get in that ring and you don't have gloves, it kind of feels like secondhand to you. Like it feels more natural for you to fight without gloves. Would you say that?
afterwards, maybe.
Yeah.
In the beginning, like, so for example, for my pro debut, bro, like, I was just so used to having gloves on that when I came out, that I saw the jumbotron on me and like the cameras and stuff, that I saw that I was a simple fact that I was able to just flick somebody off or like throw a peace sign.
Right. That is
Yo,
another
what
thing
the
I haven't
fuck?
thought
Like,
about.
I could scratch myself, as simple as scratching yourself, and then, so it's like, us as humans, we have consciousness and stuff like that. So I was like, I know that any punch, good or bad, could be the end of anything. So it's more unforgiving, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's really what it was.
And that's a good and bad thing. You would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I heard through you that you told me now they're enforcing a certain footwear. Like you have to wear now like boxing shoes before you could wear any kind of
Correct.
sneakers. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't think that boxing shoes, bro. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Maybe it's just because I came up down bad and shit like that. But bro, like, for a while I was just using regular Nike or Adidas shoes. You get me? And then boxing shoes became a thing. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Boxing shoes weigh a lot less, like 3-4 ounces, maybe 8. But I mean, just if you can't afford a pair of boxing shoes, bro, just get to the gym. You get me? But so the reason why I actually feel like they closed off on all of that is because my last opponent, he wore Skechers to the fight. Like, yeah, like actual Skechers. Like
Showed up to a big time fight with Skechers is crazy.
yeah. I don't know if it was a sponsorship. I don't know what it was, bro.
Hopefully
Felt really confident. Felt really
Not gonna get
confident.
beat, much less by nobody wearing Skechers, bro.
Right. Hopefully he was
So-
getting money for that.
I mean, I hope that's what it is, bro, because goddamn. So yeah, they close all that off. They're not letting anybody wear like regular tennis shoes, and they're just allowing you to wear boxing shoes. Boxing shoes do give you more ankle support, and they weigh a lot less than a regular shoe.
Better grip too.
Way better grip. Yeah. So the shoes that I used for that fight had the, you guys know the Michelin tire.
Yeah.
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 Like, you know how you have the
Yeah.
Sport 4s, the Michelin tire. Well, the sole of the shoe was a Michelin tire.
Michelin.
For the
Yeah.
grip.
Really, really good grip.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always used the same shoes, like since my last year on the amateurs, like 2019. I've used the same shoes.
Are you superstitious? Now that you say you use the same shoes.
Like if I think something's gonna happen in a fight and it happens,
Let's say let's say
you have like a
like a superstition, like you have to wear a certain color or you have to do a certain
Or
routine
you know
before
how
the
like
fight.
me in
for a
baseball that I
fight,
never.
If I don't do it, I won't win.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Bro, that's actually a really good question, buddy. Bro, I don't know. Because the thing is that as fighters, I don't know for most fighters, but me, bro, like when I get in that bitch, I'm so emotionless. That's like, okay, cool. Maybe I forgot to tie my shoe a
Right.
certain type of way. Fuck it. This is where I'm at. Maybe I broke my finger the first round. Okay, this is where I'm at. I got another finger. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but definitely,
You
like
think-
one thing that I like is coming out second.
Okay.
Any fighter
Okay.
would. You get me?
Yeah.
If I come out first, it doesn't matter. You get me? I will make the best of the situation, as every fighter or every man should make the best out of a negative situation. But I do love to come out second, bro.
Okay.
Do you think subconsciously?
That's a good question, though. Really good.
Do you think subconsciously you might be superstitious? Like that means like without thought. In that sense of like you just, since you said you're so emotionless, like you don't really put thought even into superstition, but like maybe you do something like a routine or something, and you don't even like notice that you do it. But like that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, bro, in the amateurs, like, look, there was fights, like, for Golden Gloves. The first time that I did Golden Gloves, for the last fight, I showered with cold water. I lost that fight. The second time I did Golden Gloves, I showered with cold water again. I won that fight. So it's like, at that point, it's like, bro, fuck it. It is what it is. You
Yeah.
get me? The only thing is that I want to work hard enough to not ever have to be like, damn, I lost this fight because of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe it's not superstition, but I also think, like, aren't we all? Like, when it comes down to, like,
Yeah.
for example, playing a sport, right? Or, like, just
Anything competitive.
being anything competitive, you will tell yourself, like, damn, I didn't do this, or I didn't work
Yeah.
hard enough, or I didn't make this happen. So it's like, you don't feel good enough. But if you prepared yourself, like, as you should have,
I feel like as humans, we always
No.
obviously second guess ourselves, and that's why we have people like how you have in your corner that like make sure you're in the right mindset. Like
Yeah.
because sometimes as humans, like by ourselves, we might get in our own head, et cetera, et cetera. But that's why we have that support system. You would say for sure, like that's one of the biggest reasons you're winning because you have such a great support system. Right?
Definitely, bro. I will tell you this: like, I could be as good as a fighter as I am. Anybody will take a shot. I'm telling you guys from now, you and me will fight right now in the street. Like nothing sanctioned, nothing. We fight, and I'm just as good to receive a shot, just like you. You get me? Just because I fight and you don't doesn't mean anything. I could receive a shot just like you. You need to be able to be around the person or around the team that whether you receive a fulminating shot, like something that's gonna end you, you need to be able to go to that corner, and for your coach to tell you like, relax.
You got
This is what we do. It happens. It's okay. You'll get them next round. That's a big misconception that a lot of fighters have, that they'll get hit the first round and they'll come back the second round just with emotion. You get me? Leave the emotions for the bedroom, bro. You feel me? Like once you walk out of there and you're on there, it's business.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Like you make things happen, you make the best out of every situation, and that's that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I definitely I see where you're coming from with the misconception that sometimes like people.
Fight's not over.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's the thing that I respect that like you think like that because a lot of people in those kind of competitive sports will come out here like, nah, I don't get hit because I'm really, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
And I get it. You got to hype yourself up sometimes, but like I like the humbleness of just being like, yeah, I get hit.
As
But
we all should.
yeah, because
That's the sport.
that's not what matters of me getting hit. What do I do after?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Your response, just
Yeah.
like life. You get me?
Yeah.
How do you respond to a bad situation? If your tire pops in the middle of the highway, how would you respond? Would
Find
you
a way to fix it.
you find a way to fix it? Would you call AAA first, or would you go to your trunk to see if you have a spare?
I'm gonna go to my trunk.
You'll go to your trunk, right? So as a man, you need to figure that out. Oh, not to generalize or anything, but a female will call AAA or their parents first. You get me? We don't have that type of luxury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, most
We
men.
have to tell each other like, okay, let me figure this out. If it gets too bad, then that's different. You get me?
Yeah. Then we
And
need
until then,
help.
That's like I said, that's my AAA, bro. Just ourselves. You get
Yeah.
me?
And you think that you have to be very like conscious of that line of knowing when you need help from someone else and also when you could just, do
Get
it
it
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, because sometimes
That's a good question.
yeah, like you feel like sometimes like people like they don't get the idea, the concept that like sometimes we do need support.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get overwhelmed and like you'll lose yourself in the process.
I think it has to do with ego. So like us, like being egotistic males and stuff.
Yeah.
We're always in competition. Like we'll be like, yo, I'm not doing this. I'm not asking for help, even if we need it. You get me? And then a lot of times, also, we don't want to ask for help because let's be real. 9 times out of 10, anybody that will help you nowadays,
Want something in
especially
return.
in Miami, will want something in return, or will bring it out in your face after. Right or wrong?
Yeah, correct.
Feel me?
100%
So
correct.
that's why us as males, we're like, yo, let me figure it out.
Yeah.
You get me? So I
Right.
feel like it has to do with the ego thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like we will want to figure it out, but sometimes, bro, we gotta learn to stand down. Even with women, bro. Like a relationship, your women will think more like calm-minded, and you're just in the heat of the moment, so you're just thinking heat. And it's good for us to listen to our females or whatever.
Yeah, of
you
course,
know
the
what
balance that
Yeah.
that they bring. I
I mean? The
mean,
yin and yang.
the yin and
So,
yang.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's a very smart take. Like that you're saying that it is true that like ego is what makes us human. So it's beautiful at a sense. Like at a very low sense, like you have to have an ego. Why? Because then you're not unique. You're not special. You don't believe.
Everybody does, I feel like. Would
Yeah.
You guys agree?
But I agree, but I think some people don't know how to show it right because there's ego and there's confidence. And I think confidence comes from ego, but confidence is knowing what your ego is.
It's a thin line.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, like everything in life is a thin line. Too much sugar is bad.
Yeah.
But not if you don't take sugar, you also will
It's
die.
bad.
It's the same thing with ego. If you don't have confidence in yourself, you're not gonna be great. But if you get lost in the sauce,
Too much confidence. life
you
will
get
bring you back
egoistic.
down.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So yeah, I think that it's very smart that like you have the like I don't know about you, but I was gonna ask you this too. Like, do you ever sit down and ever feel like sometimes you have to have like reality checks? Like in the sense that like you sit down and you're like, I'm the biggest, but let me chill because I've seen examples of this, you know, and also I don't want to get lost in the sauce. Like, do you see yourself doing that sometimes?
Bro, I'm gonna say everybody here, bro. Like forget the camera and everything. Everybody here is like my family. I've known you forever. I've known you. You're
Yep.
my cousin. I've known you
Literally.
guys forever. Bro, I cried the other day, bro. I was on Instagram and I put it up on my close friend.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
And bro, like it's just I thought to myself, I'm fighting in a multi-million-dollar arena.
Yep.
The person that wrote my last check was Conor McGregor himself. So it's like, I'm like, damn, cuz, like, this is
Coming
really
from what
it,
you
get me?
came,
And
yeah.
then
Yep.
I really dreamed it, so it seems
Manifested.
regular to me. But one thing is dreaming it, bro, and then another thing is actually getting that call.
Achieving it.
It's completely different, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just really what keeps me grounded, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that if I could talk to that 15-year-old kid 10 years ago and I tell him, bro, you'd be here right now.
Crazy.
I promise to God, bro.
Yeah,
no
keep
matter
grinding.
What the situation is, no matter how good my situation is going, I did not expect to be here.
Yeah.
I expected to be a professional, you get me? But at this level, being
Yeah.
this known and being this
Yeah.
like recognized,
And knowing that this isn't even your limit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
even
even
close.
the most beautiful part. You
that's
know?
another thing.
Yeah.
Growing up in the sport, you see fighters that actually reach like a pinnacle and they start
Mm-hmm.
moving forward, and then at a certain height, they just stay there,
Yeah.
or they just diminish.
Mm-hmm.
Me, bro, I haven't seen my limit yet. I
Yeah.
grew up with certain fighters that they would beat my ass, bro. Like in the beginning, like as soon as I started training, and then it got to a point where I started like going toe to toe with them, and then afterwards it got to a point where I started beating their ass.
Right.
And you know, I'm not gonna say no names or nothing,
Right, right.
but like
But you would say you would say like when you
their
think
career hasn't gone anywhere, and mine is flourishing now.
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good.
their shit it just plateaued. It just
Yeah, but you think also looking at it in a standpoint like you didn't really limit yourself, but you also didn't put expectations. Like you just said, I'm gonna work as hard as I can and I'm gonna get to that level, but I don't like. And when I say set expectations, I don't mean like you set goals, but not expectations, because I think that's a thing that like we've talked about, me and you, like off screen, that like you set goals, you do want to do, but like you also expectations is different than goals. Expectations like I
Expect something, so if it doesn't happen, you bum out.
exactly yeah.
I have my goals, but I also know that you have to work
Yeah.
to make them happen.
Yeah,
Wouldn't y'all agree?
You do.
course.
You do.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, basically, my expectations are on myself.
Yeah,
You get me, to make things happen on myself and just
and they're
put-
realistic expectations.
Yeah, and
yeah.
to put the hat on and to make things happen.
Right. And what you talked about in the Instagram story, I obviously, I'm pretty sure all three of us saw
Yep.
it. I just thought like it was very admiring of you to show that vulnerability, because like I feel like I've talked about this a lot, like off camera, that men are scared to show that side, you know, of crying and like showing vulnerable.
showing
because-
emotion,
Have y'all-
being emotional.
Real talk. Have you guys been scared to show?
Yeah,
that
all the time.
side?
Not
All
me.
the time.
Not me.
You? Real shit. Like, have you been scared? Not not to a woman, but to like the world itself. Have you
Yeah.
been scared to show your vulnerable side?
I had moments, yeah.
You? No.
I'll explain after.
Not at all.
Okay. How come?
I think I'm blessed to. I grew up in a family that my mom really pushed that in me. Like she showed me like how to be like my dad showed me how to be a man, but my mom showed me to understand that you could be a man, but it's the most manliest thing to do is to be vulnerable, because it shows that you're human. Because once you get trapped, like how we talked about ego, like if you can't sit down and express, it doesn't have to be cry. Vulnerability is not crying. It's showing that
Emotion.
thing that you didn't want to
Crying
show.
can mean a lot of things. Happiness, sadness.
Yeah. And even
I
getting
agree.
mad can be vulnerable. But that's the beauty of it. Like, why are you getting mad? Because you're being human. You're showing what you
Emotion off of something.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like how you said, when it's down to business, get emotionless. When you get in that ring, you get emotionless because you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But when you get out of that ring, it's okay to show vulnerability.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you want to talk about the story. Maybe it's a bit personal. But the whole thing after the fight that happened, and Gato was like, "You okay, Pri?"
That I was in the room, that I was in the
Right.
bathroom and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But that's beautiful in my opinion.
That's another thing that keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
Bro, like no lie, I fought at the Hard Rock. I'm at 5,000 followers now, which, like I said, bro, I don't limitless.
Right.
We talk,
Mm-hmm.
but bro, I had 20. I will never forget this. I had like 2,400 followers the day that I fought at the Hard Rock. The next day, I didn't even look at my phone. I went live and I had like 170 something people on my live. Which for you to have 2,000 followers, bro, and have 170, so I had 170 something people on my live. I went into the bathroom, and I remember I started crying. Like I poured down into tears, bro, because I was like, bro, I'm doing like what I've always wanted to do.
Yep.
And like again, it goes back to just you dreaming about something, but you actually manifesting it and doing it. So Gato had asked me, his brother had asked me if I was okay, and like I was okay, but then again, everything
being
just
vulnerable.
seemed so surreal.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
being vulnerable. I just didn't want to show anybody that vulnerable side of myself.
Me and Danny have talked about this off screen that it's right. You're right. You shouldn't show everyone
Which
you're
is
vulnerable.
what I was
Yeah.
asking about.
Yeah.
You said that that you don't mind being vulnerable in front of people because of
Yes.
what you just said.
Yeah.
Why do you mind, not you, buddy? Why do you mind, and you, Danny? Why do you guys mind not showing? Why do you guys not mind not showing, and you guys push to not show the vulnerable side in you guys as men?
For me, I've always been solo. Like I've always thought of myself being solo and stuff. And I had a situation happen to me out of state when I was my first year in college, where I was alone, and I showed someone emotion, and bro, they used it against me. You feel me? And ever since that day, I've been just
Female?
no. It was one of the homeboys.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Bro. And yeah, ever since that day, I just stayed locked in with the same boys you see here.
Yeah.
And
Same
they
people you
know.
grew up with.
Yeah. And then Danny knows. Danny's seen me at my worst, brother. I had a friend that passed away. I called Danny, and bro, when Danny showed up, I blacked out. No one has ever seen me cry as hard as
Yeah.
Danny has seen me cry.
That's real.
Wow.
That's actually real. You, Danny?
Bro, my point was
That's
close
gangster, buddy. You
to.
heard?
Thanks, bro.
You, why do you mind? Like, why do you push to not show that emotional side of you or that vulnerable side of you as a man?
My point was close to his because when you're being vulnerable, you're showing your weakness in a sense, and there's people that will use your weakness against you.
Yep.
Not everybody deserves your weakness. You choose your circle correctly, and I will show every weakness to everyone in here
Yeah.
because I consider
deserves to
everybody
see-
here is my brother.
Correct.
Not everybody deserves it. It's okay to be emotional to the right people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not to the whole world.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to get right.
You guys think it's a big mainstream problem that men think it's okay to not be vulnerable with each other?
That's that
is, right?
Yeah.
Let me-
I think that's the biggest problem.
Continue.
Let me ask you this. Do you not think people fighting school shooters, those are people acting off their emotions? You are bullying me, I'm mad at you, I'm going to shoot up the school. That is you acting off your emotions. You need to control your emotions.
And a lot of times it's not a bully that you bully one time. It's like, okay, I'm
No.
gonna shoot the school. He goes through.
Consistently.
Yeah. Every man's gonna go through that.
He builds that up.
If you're lying to yourself, you've never been through a point where you felt like you were getting attacked or people were talking shit.
And real shit, bro, as a man, like, if we could agree or not, like, bro, at least since we were 14, 15, we've been feeling that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Females are always like the daddy's princess or whatever, but like we always have felt like that cutthroat energy. You get me? Like, oh, if you don't work, you know. So how long since you guys have been paying bills? Since you guys started working, right?
Facts.
You feel me? Like a lot of females will start working, they won't pay bills. Like, it's real, bro. That's real.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't like showing emotion, bro, and I never was the type to show emotion, is because as a man, I feel like, for example, respectfully, your boy passed away, my boy passed away. Like a lot of people that we know, like this bad shit that been happening. You really think anybody cares?
No, they don't.
If you really think anybody cares, anything you went through, even if you slept in the rain or anything, if you don't become a success story,
I don't care.
They don't care.
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So people think it's actually just being, how do you say it, rencoroso holding grudges.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just you keeping the chip on your shoulder for every time
Yeah.
somebody thought that you weren't anything.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I think, like you said, yeah, but like you're just, unfortunately, I don't want to say this is a little cold-hearted, but you're just another stat in a book, unless
As
you're
a man.
successful.
Yep.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
man. Yeah, exactly. And going back to what I was saying, like with the emotion thing, I think I said it wrong. Like I am vulnerable, but like how Danny says,
Yeah.
to the right people. But but I might say even like I'm a bit sometimes too vulnerable, and that's a good thing and a bad thing, because I feel like sometimes I show too much emotion, and that gets me led up into some situations that other men might not go.
But you guys think it is stupid for most men nowadays, even if it's around their group of boys or like their circle, like to not be vulnerable, right? Like it's
I think
okay
it's-
for you
yeah.
to come up to your
Yeah.
bro and be like, "Yo, I'm going through it, man."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because your boys are always there for you. You feel
It's
me?
because they're gonna think that they're like, oh, the boys are gonna think I'm a pussy,
Yeah.
or I'm weak,
facts.
or
But it's the other way around.
or I'm not a man.
if he's your
No.
brother, not your
No.
boy, he's
Yeah.
not gonna
yeah,
think you're weak.
you understand that?
Yeah, he'll think actually it's strength of
Yep.
you saying that. That's like
Yeah.
the biggest strength you can have of saying.
You also gotta be careful who you call your boy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
course.
No.
Like everybody here, we've known each other for plus 10 years. You get me?
Yeah,
Not for nothing, but a lot of people nowadays, bro, especially in Miami, they'll shake your
Yeah.
hand and snake you with the same hand.
especially in Miami, like you said. Yeah, this city's a little.
It's a cold world out there, man.
Hold up, I know we're on tape right now. I don't know if we're live or not. I've done a couple of these. I gotta pee though.
No, you
Yeah,
good.
go ahead, go
Go
ahead.
for
Pause
it.
this shit.
Yeah,
Go for it.
ahead.
Go for it. Go for it. Pee break. You feel me? You feel me?
Little intermission. Little intermission. 15-minute intermission.
But I think we got a question for him, AD.
Yeah. You want me to?
Go for it. Go for it.
So, basically, we want to ask you: do you see yourself in 5 years, or let's go 5, right? In 5 years in the BKFC still, or do you have any plans of possibly going to another?
Promotion.
It all depends on how fast I get the title, bro. So as of right now, my main focus was the title because
Right.
it was a promise I made to my grandpa. But right now, bro, like after seeing the money that's coming in and seeing just the opportunities that we're getting, bro, I don't really care for a title shot right now. I just give me my money and let me get out.
And let
You get me?
Yeah.
And then 5 years from now, I do see myself as a title holder, definitely. That's depending on how fast the title comes. But I'll be the first one to say, bro, like fighting isn't all that dope. You get me? Like
Yeah.
if you're doing that shit as a
talked this-
career, it's dope.
yeah.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
if you're doing this shit just to collect punches, bro,
It's not worth
Right.
It's not worth.
it's not worth it. So like I see myself, if I'm a title holder in 5 years, well, when I'm a title holder in a few years after a few defenses and everything, I'm not gonna stay here to prove anything to anybody.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you're in the sport, it's to prove something to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm not here to prove anything to anybody or be a title holder for anybody else or defend to anybody else. Remember that the game is always gonna be the same game.
Yeah.
You're gonna get out, and people are gonna cry that you got out, but a month after, they're gonna be crying on to the next person. Hey, this person's here. Like,
Who's popping? type.
you get me?
Right.
And then there's always gonna be the questions of like, oh, this person would have beat AJ in their prime, or so you get me? Like, you can't focus on that, bro. You just gotta focus on making your money, bro, getting in the game while you can and while you still have the abilities to and get out.
Yeah. And once you get out, I don't know if you want to announce it in this pod. We want to do some music and stuff. Me and you.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
that's
We're
why-
gonna get into music. One thing that I want to do, bro. Look, I'd like to get into music. I like to get into trading. I like to get into just making money from my own home.
Passive
Get me?
income.
Just passively chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked my ass off, bro, since I was 19, 20 years old. I've already had back pain, shoulder pain, just because as a fighter, you use your body more than just
course, of course.
You feel me? And bro, whether it's baseball, I used to like knock down other sports. Bro, whether it's like when you get to this level, whether it's baseball, golf, bro, fucking what's that
Ping
sport? Not ping pong. That's the one. Like tennis with the fucking small
Pickleball,
racket.
pickleball.
Bro, whether it's ping pong, anything, anybody that you guys see that is at the top level in that sport,
Is working their ass off.
brother, I promise you,
Yep.
I don't care what sport it is, pay your respects off to that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult, my guy.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
And so, like, you're saying, like, when you get around the 30, 35 range, you just see yourself passive income, chilling, did what I came to do, but also like because you've seen it yourself, obviously, in many sports, people not understanding like when to give up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
they're past their prime. Like they should already just
That they let the sport retire them.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Brother, I don't really see myself letting the sport retire me because of the fact that like I've told you guys, I told you this and you 1,000 and you too, Danny. I told you guys thousands of times, bro. Like punches ain't vitamins, and I said it off tape, buddy.
Yep.
Bro, punches ain't vitamins. Like if you get cracked, bro. And like, look, in boxing, you can afford to be like, okay, I'm gonna take this shot so I can give this guy this shot and see if I can lay him out or deteriorate him. In bare knuckle, you could be like, okay, I'm gonna take this shot to give this guy this shot, but since as human beings we're all different, maybe the shot that I give you that will knock all of the three of them out won't knock you out. You get me? And then the shot that you gave me hurt me bad.
No.
Or let's say, which it happens all the time, you and me are fighting. I'm winning 4 rounds out of the fight, right? Like it's an ass whooping. The 5th round, you're not winning, but you go and you nip me, whether it's your shoulder,
It happens all the time.
whether it's whatever. I'll put it like this: let's say you and me are fighting, and I'm winning 4 rounds, and then the 5th round I'm winning it, and you hit me with your elbow or something off of a block or something. Even if I'm winning the fight and the punch that caused the rip wasn't a punch, it was accidental. If I start bleeding excessively, they'll stop the fight and they'll make you the winner.
Yeah.
After I won the 4 rounds. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's like life, though.
see it like that, bro. No second chances, no nothing, and it's not fair.
No.
Yep.
Do you ever see yourself training people in the future?
No.
No. Okay.
The thing is that, like, I know what I got inside me. You get me? Like, I know if somebody comes at me the day of tomorrow as a fighter, you got to have that in you, bro. Like, the day of tomorrow, somebody wants to walk through that door, an example, and I'm willing to die here. I'll be the first one in line to die here for all of us. You get me? It sounds crazy, but, like, I'll be the first, like, when it comes to hands or whatever, like, I'm willing to take it there.
Yeah.
You get me? As a fighter, you always got to be ready and in that atmosphere. I don't know what other people got inside them.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
So like
And you
I can
can't
try
teach
to
that.
train you,
And you can't teach
exactly.
that.
I can try to train you to be a killing machine, but when it comes down to it, like I had a coach in the amateurs, right? I was 15 years old, and when they brought me in of the batch, like with the new kids, he had 10 kids in the ring, and out of those 10 kids, he went to like hit all kids, and bro, 7 of the kids like that were in my group went like that, like to cover themselves, like scared, and then me and 2 other kids, we actually went like to hit them back. And those 2 other kids, one of them is signed by Top Rank right now, and one of them is signed by Eddie Hearn. And then me, I'm with David Feldman and Conor McGregor in BKFC. You get me? So like, I feel like it has to be inside you. So I don't see myself training people in the future because I don't know what they got inside them.
Right.
Which is another reason why, bro, look, I'll bet in baseball, basketball, stuff like that, and I'll give an opinion on a fight. But you guys could check my app right now, my gambling app. I've never, no matter who it is, I've never bet on a fight.
Because it's unpredictable.
You don't know what a man has inside him until he's really tested. You get
Especially
me?
in that moment, too. You can be
My
like,
fight,
in that
you guys
fight.
saw what happened. My fight, I broke my finger, shattered it. You get me? Like, bro, I'm gonna be real with y'all. In that moment, I wasn't like, damn, I shattered my finger. What am I gonna do? Oh God, you get me?
Right.
When I shattered my finger, I like, dude, you get the thought of a regular something that a regular person could think of. In 5 minutes, those thoughts come at you in a matter of seconds. And I looked at my finger, and the only thing that I thought about was, okay, this isn't a matter of seconds. You guys saw how quick I bashed my finger back into the ground, and bro, in a matter of seconds, I was like, okay, cool. They see this, they'll stop the fight.
Yep.
I didn't come this far just to come this far. Let me try to fix my own shit. Just like the spare tire. If you guys see a spare, me, what did I do? Did I go to the corner? No, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to fix it. You get me? So, I mean, it's just that, bro. Like, fixing your hand, just making the best out of every situation and seeing what you got inside of you. It's really what makes you the best fighter.
Yeah.
Because you'll fight somebody that you have more skill than, but the person is relentless and they just don't stop. At some point, you're going to get tired.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with that. And honestly, it's been a great conversation with you. Obviously, you know, like the insight you give us, I think is not only very respectful. Like I've told you that you're very in check with your ego, which I think it's very admirable. And I think you've gone through a lot of lessons in life that makes you what you are today. And that's why even that take about training somebody else you couldn't do because it's a personal thing within you. I really respect. And obviously, like you said, all these people in this room, obviously, we love you.
You guys are my family. The reason why I'm so easily to be myself, Body, Danny, you guys are my family. You get me? Like, it's easy for me to be myself around you guys, but even off cameras, bro, you guys know the type of person I am, bro. Like, when it all comes down to it, no check, no nothing, bro. Like, I'm willing to die behind the sport. You get me? Like, y'all know it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I don't have to. And yeah, it's a real raw and vivid thing to see. But you want me to tell you something, bro? I feel like every man, it doesn't have to be a competition, but every man should experience what it's like to be in that ring for 3 rounds and not know where to go. Because anybody will give you their best 2-3 minutes. But after that, like, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
You get me? And when you give somebody your best 2-3 minutes and then the person takes it as a man, your confidence goes down.
Yep.
So I feel like every single male should have that feeling. You get me? A lot of people don't know. You guys know this. A lot of people don't know how long a minute is until they're in that ring.
Shit.
You feel me? And it feels eternal, bro. So
And after that, you have to reach in the deepest to really
the
give
deepest
it.
of deep. But it gets to a point, bro, like which I've told you guys off camera before that I'm gonna face somebody. I'm gonna face another AJ, the biggest.
Yep.
You get me? And I'm gonna have to dig deep.
And I love that take by you. Another person like me. That's gonna push me to my
That's
limit.
really my only competition, bro. I know that the day of tomorrow in the BKFC or anywhere in life, I'm gonna face somebody that's just like me with the same purpose, the same everything.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna have to really dig in myself and see if this is what I want to do. I've had days in the gym, bro, which I don't do good, or I'll get my ass beat, and I'll be like, "Damn, bro, is this really what I'm for?"
Yeah.
You get me?
This is all I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, this is all I have. Damn.
It's me versus me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Once you don't see a competition for yourself, just yourself, bro, and try to push yourself to that brink, then you know you're doing something you like. Whether it's in baseball, whether it's in music, whether it's in anything.
Anything, yeah.
That you have everybody, music-wise, you have everybody in the studio just knocked out, sleeping, and you're just there trying to figure out different shit that works. You feel me? It's deep, bro. It's really deep.
Okay. And March 27th, obviously, go peep that. You already know.
AJ the biggest in
March
action.
27, we got tickets. Y'all hit up the fam.
Yeah, hit up
La
any of
Isla,
us.
You know
we
what I'm
got
saying?
you. It's gonna be crazy. We're definitely gonna record it. We might even stream it. We don't know yet, but
We might just.
it's gonna be a movie
But
for
it's
sure.
gonna be a movie, rated R though. So
yeah, those are the best.
leave the kids at home.
So shout out to the La Isla people. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a great segment with AJ.
Yeah.
We love him. He's a brother to all of us. Go check out his
Thank you guys for
Instagram.
having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for him coming. AJ the biggest, right? That's your Instagram.
The
Everything.
biggest
The
Rodriguez.
biggest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
go
know the vibes.
Go check him out. He I think actions speak louder than
Rank
words.
number 4 in the world.
Yes, sir.
That's unboxing, but actions speak louder than words. You're right.
No.
Yep.
You'll
Shout
see.
out to my man Body. Shout out to my man Danny. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta give a hype. I gotta give a hype. Shout out to my man Elon.
Yep.
You feel me? We outside with it. We don't fuck around. We fuck straight. March 27th. Tune the fuck in, because it's gonna be a quick night. And don't sit down if you go to the fight, because you might sit down and just fucking miss
Missed it. Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? Tune the fuck in, man. La Isla talk.
It's big.
Calor en el pecho, papi.
Es verdad, si vas a seguir comentando crickets, vete al carajo, ¿oíste?
For real.